Hi, Sandra here, the Misophonia therapist. And in today's video, I'm going to be attempting to answer the question, what is masking? And especially regarding its relevance to misophonia. So masking has been defined by the National Autistic Society as a form of camouflage to hide or disguise parts of oneself in order to better fit in with those around you. And it's often an unconscious strategy, which basically means you're not always aware that you do it. Most humans do develop some form of masking whilst growing up in order to connect with others, but it is more common in certain groups of people. So it's a way of hiding certain behavioural traits, particularly common to autistic folks, as a way of appearing normal in a society where they feel that they do not fit in. And it seems to be a rather complex coping mechanism, and certainly linked to survival, especially in social settings. But the pressure of constantly needing to fit into what society deems normal can be devastating, distressing, and exhausting. Now, I had a client who came to see me. They presented with ASD, ADD, as well as misophonia, and her personal experience was that her misophonia triggers were much, much worse when she felt that she had to mask, and less intense or sometimes even absent when she could unmask. Which does, of course, beg the question, could misophonia in some way have a link to masking in people who may be on the autistic spectrum? Now, many people with misophonia have to pretend not to be triggered, gritting their teeth as their neighbour or colleague or new partner sniffs constantly throughout a conversation or bites into an apple without a second thought. It's a form of masking for sure, but is it actually helping you to cope better in these situations? And I read on the same website about autism that autistic people who mask actually have greater levels of anxiety and depression. So it seems likely that the pressure of having to appear calm and collected when you just want to scream, shut up at somebody, will increase the likelihood of actually being triggered, if this is what you're anticipating, or actually make the trigger worse. So it's only a short video from me today. I'd love to know what you think. Do you try hard not to show your rage when somebody around you is triggering you? Or is it better to just ask somebody to be quiet? Stop making that noise. Is it better to be upfront about your misophonia rather than having to fit in and pretend there really isn't a problem? And I guess in a very similar way, why should people who are autistic or have other conditions try to mask behavior traits that may not be considered normal? I would love to know what you think, as ever, and I will be back tomorrow with some new content. My plan is to do a series of videos about those common conditions that I often see in people with misophonia, including OCD, people-pleasing, perfectionism, autism and ADHD, fear of failure, pressure to be successful, low self-esteem, fear of rejection, the menopause too, that's another biggie. So I'm going to be doing a whole new series of content after my short break. And I hope you'll be tuned in and find it helpful. Bye for now.